After all, Jack Charlton arrived in Dublin from Newcastle just before noon and refused to talk to reporters before being whisked away to meet FAI officials at an undisclosed secret location.
He was taken out of Dublin Airport through the VIP area and brought down to the AUL complex in Clonshaugh, only a couple of miles away, where the Irish team actually trained before internationals. There he met a five-man FAI delegation: Louis Kilcoyne, President; Pat Quigley, Vice President; Joe Delaney, the Treasurer; Sean Connolly, Chief Executive; and Michael Hyland, Vice President. I'm told at one point in the meeting that Charlton actually asked the five-man committee individually did they want him to resign, and they all responded in turn, yes. Shortly after that, it was agreed that Jack should resign.
Later on this afternoon, Charlton went to the Bagot Inn, a pub he recently purchased along with his son John. But even there, the media attention rivaled that of John Major across town. For the second time that day, Charlton walked away. It was a rather shambolic end to a glorious era, a decade in which Ireland qualified for 2 World Cups and a memorable European Championships in 1988. Charlton left as he came in, cloaked in controversy, and the question remains, did he fall from grace or was he pushed?
Again, I repeat, it was entirely Jack's decision. He said to us that he always knew in his career when it was time to move on.
A golden era. It can be described in no other way. We had a lot of good footballers over the years, but we didn't have that many good footballing teams. Individuals who didn't perform as a unit. Jack got us to perform well. Took us to 3 major championship finals, 2 World Cup finals and a European Championship final. Lost in a playoff for another European Championship final, and lost in goal difference as well. So his era is one of unparalleled success, and I think no one should bury Charlton. We should praise him.
Speculation regarding Charlton's successor has increased since Anfield. Mick McCarthy, manager of English First Division side Millwall, is favoured to take over. Dublin-born Joe Kinnear of Premiership side Wimbledon is also in the running, as is former Liverpool and Blackburn boss Kenny Dalglish and the Manchester United duo of Alex Ferguson and Brian Kidd. Tonight, after almost 10 years of putting people under pressure, Jack Charlton is free of all managerial shackles. It was perhaps inevitable after Anfield, but Big Jack knows he'll always hold a special place in Ireland's heart. This evening, the FAI added their thanks.
We would want to acknowledge what he's done for the game over 10 years, how he's elevated our game, how he's put it on a world stage, how he's inspired many young boys and girls to play football, how he's put down a foundation for us from which we can advance our game further still. We're eternally grateful to Jack.
Some would say that Charlton has become more Irish than the Irish themselves, and the Bagot Inn wasn't the only pub he called on today.
And typical of the man, coming down Dorset Street, he took a left turn, went into the Hill 16 pub, and his quote there was, "This is the pub that I had my first drink as Irish manager, so appropriately enough it should be where I have my last." And there's a little cameo in there where Jack had a pint in front of him. At one point he put his hands on the side of his head and ducked his head and said, "I'm just coming to terms with unemployment." And this guy beside him said, "Sure, Jack, that's nothing. I've been unemployed for 4 years. What do you have it?"